Hello and welcome to another edition of Daybreak Fraser Valley Weekend. I'm Kelli Paddon.
I'm Natalie Bedard. Welcome to the show.
Natalie, it is so good to have you.
Thanks, Kelli. So we have as our first guest Sue Knott of the Chilliwack Hospice Society.
And we also have you back with a new episode of Total Wellness sponsored by Rivercrest Contracting Limited. So what's it about?
I'll tell you after the break.
Okay, we also have all the news and upcoming things to do this Labor Day weekend.
The last long weekend of the summer.
Can't believe it. All of this coming up next. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to the show. Natalie again. For first-time viewers, Natalie is featured every couple of weeks on her health segment, Total Wellness. And I'm going to interview Natalie on that coming up in just a little bit, and we'll get to see a new segment today. So you promised, though, what is the topic?
You know what? I've been really digging deep into mindset. I think that's really the most important part of a fitness nutrition journey. So digging into the mindset of health and fitness.
All right. Well, that's really important. Before we jump into the news, though, what did you get up to last weekend?
I got up Mount Tom. So normally I take my dog out and we do flat, or like along the Rotary Trail, along the river. And I was ambitious and encouraged my husband and dog to go up Mount Tom. And, I forgot what that was all about. I was feeling that for a couple of days. So... yeah, I might attempt again, but beautiful up there. The views of Cultus Lake, like spectacular.
Yeah, I mean, my husband takes the dogs up Teapot, but I spent a huge amount of time this last week in my car on the highway, driving the youngest one to Calgary. Drive went smooth. It was beautiful. On the way back, 8-hour delay on the highway.
Ew.
There was an accident. Everybody's okay, but I'm not gonna lie, rolling in at like 4 a.m.
You're not okay.
So this weekend is the long weekend. I'll be recovering a little bit and taking my oldest to university.
My goodness.
So
go,
more time in the car. I'm not climbing any mountains. All right, let's jump into it. In the Fraser Valley, let's get to the news. I thought we might make it through the summer without a lot of smoke, but here we are. Air quality warnings for the eastern Fraser Valley coupled with high temperatures. Yeah, and Jennifer Feinberg of the Chilliwack Progress let us know all about that. Yeah. Thank you, Progress, for helping us out with that in Abbotsford.
Yeah, according to a post on X from the Abbotsford Police Department, on Sunday morning, a vehicle was clocked at 125 kilometers in a 50 zone on McClure Road. So leading to a ticket, and not only that, but the vehicle was impounded for 7 days, which it should be.
That's it, 7?
Yeah. And in more news concerning the police, Vicky Hopes of the Abbey News reports that a public hearing has been called into the conduct of 2 Abbotsford police officers following an incident in January of 2024 with an unhoused Indigenous man who sustained serious injuries. So he'd been stopped for jaywalking, and the situation quickly deteriorated when the man refused to drop a stick he was carrying at the direction of the officers. One of the officers quickly deployed pepper spray to the man's face, drew his pistol on him, punched him multiple times in the face, and kicked him. The release states all of this. And it went on from there, including a chase with 2 contact cycles of a stun gun.
Okay, so a lot happening there. All of that was in the write-up. So not our words, but that's devastating.
It is devastating for all involved.
And that happened in January of 2024. So that is just going to be, the work for that is just happening now. So, wow. All right. In Chilliwack, very sad news this week again from Jessica Peters of the Chilliwack Progress. A man who went missing on a hike near Chilliwack Monday, August 25th was found dead on Tuesday. He was hiking the Flora Peak Trail, according to reports on social media from his family on Tuesday. Search and rescue teams were called out to assist with finding the man, and we always say thank you to Search and Rescue. Chilliwack RCMP confirmed to the media that the man had been found dead. The deceased was 30-year-old male from the Lower Mainland. His family has been advised. Originally, the name was released when people were looking for him, but since the name has been pulled down, and really respectful of that.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, and Chilliwack as well?
Yeah, so in Chilliwack on Wednesday, the city of Chilliwack announced they were moving to automatic curbside pickup, including the automated collection of garbage, so recycling, compostable waste using standardized carts. And there'll even be a new bin for flexible plastics.
Yeah.
So residents will get a letter outlining the program in September, and each household has to select its carts online, so be ready for that, by September 30th. So you can go to chilliwack.com/carts to make your selections now, and it'll roll out May 2026.
Okay, so Mayor Popoff says Chilliwack residents are great at sorting their garbage, recycling, and compost, and the new carts will make it even easier. So the new collection program is another way council is saving costs and improving efficiency for Chilliwack folks.
Well, yay for saving costs.
Yeah. So in hope.
Hope. Oh.
Yeah. From Lauren Vanderdeen of CBC, and perhaps one of the reasons why we're experiencing a lot of smoke right now could be attributed to the Sailor Bar wildfire located along Highway 1 between Hope and Spuzum. Evacuation alerts have been announced, meaning residents in the area must be prepared to leave at a moment's notice.
Oh, pretty scary.
Yeah.
This affects 240 people over 84 properties.
Yeah, so take care and stay alert. In Langley, according to the Langley RCMP post on X, an impaired driver, this is just boggles the mind. An impaired driver nearly hit an RCMP officer Monday night. The officer was conducting a laser speed enforcement at Robertson Crescent and 242nd Street and was almost struck while trying to pull over the suspect vehicle. So glad the officer wasn't harmed. And so here's the outcome. A 90-day immediate roadside prohibition, a 30-day vehicle impound, 11 charges under the BC Motor Vehicle Act totaling over $2,000 in fines, over $8,000 in driver penalty points, and if you're even remotely feeling bad for the driver, just imagine what they would be facing if they'd actually struck that officer.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad everybody's okay.
Not feeling bad for the driver.
No. Okay. So after the break, we'll have you as our guest, Sue Knott of the Chilliwack Hospice Society, and make sure you head back.
Hello everyone, I'm so excited to invite you to the 9th annual BC Tasting Festival being held right here in the fabulous Chilliwack Cultural Center, presented by Anmar Developments. The theme is Fire and Ice, and it's going to be an amazing night. The BC Tasting Festival is back, celebrating exquisite cuisine and delicious libations with a plethora of BC's finest vendors, including Quails Gate, Liberty Distilling, Farmhouse Brewing, Sidekick Brewing, Church and State Vineyards, Dubglass Distillery, and so many more. Your tickets get you access to all the food and all the beverage tastings while surrounded by all the beautiful people. And yes, I promise I will be there. And I think the best part of this amazing evening is going to be the live music. You will be surrounded by amazing sounds, sights, and tastes the entire night. Don't miss it. I hope to see you there.
All right, welcome back. I would love to introduce Sue Knott of the Chilliwack Hospice Society. Sue, for those who haven't had a chance to meet you yet, can you tell us about yourself? What brought you to the Valley?
Well, first of all, I spent a lot of time in the Valley because my grandparents lived here for many, many years. They were on Davis Avenue, and I became kind of a caregiver for them, so I was back and forth to Chilliwack quite a bit for years. And then when I decided that I wanted to move out of Vancouver, and my grandparents had long since passed at that point, which was like back in 1996, I thought, where should I go? And I was a single mom with 2 little kids. And I thought, well, if I go to Chilliwack, I already know my way around. I know where the hospital is, I know where all the services are, and so that was a really great reason. And the other one was my sister was here. She is still in the Valley here, so that was another sort of connection for me. And my first house actually was on Indigenous land. It was right at the bottom, so it was a 99-year lease or something, and the one that was right at the bottom of Promontory, which used to be called Avonlea.
Okay.
And they were like kind of old
Victorian
kind of houses, which I really liked. And I got to pick all my colors.
Oh, even better.
So that was the first house I owned.
That's exciting. All right, so well, you've been in Chilliwack, though. A lot of people know you already. So some people know you as city councillor, and
Yes.
some people know you with your role with hospice, and
Right.
other people might know you from Sir Optimist.
Right.
Or any of the other things that you do around community as a community
Well,
leader.
hopefully they're
services,
focusing on those three really good things. Because, there has been a lot of shenanigans over the years. I've lived here for quite a long time, and have had so much fun. I used to be, when I first came here, I was a Rotarian, and I was brought into the Rotary Club, the Thursday morning Rotary Club, and I actually was the president of the Rotary Club. And then I left that one and went to the Friday Club. And then eventually I decided that I wanted to start doing some really great things for women. Being that I was a single mom myself, and I was fortunate because I had a great job. So I was still working for the telephone company back then and commuting
Okay.
back and forth.
That's a long commute.
To Burnaby. It's certainly not as bad as it is now, but it was still not good. But anyway, so went on to join Sir Optimist, and I am actually their current president. We do a lot of really great things for women. Talking about the Hospice Society. Well, how did I get to the Hospice Society?
Yeah.
I first started, when I first came to Chilliwack to work, I had for years been a senior corporate account sales manager for the telephone company for the wireless side. So it was really exciting because I was I think the 15th employee.
Cutting edge.
Cutting edge. And, I had every new little gadget that came along. But at the end of the day, the commute ended up being so much. So I started working for Barton Insurance before it was Hub, and I did sales training all over the province with all of their auto plan people.
Okay.
And I think that took about 18 months. And they were sort of interested in having me become an insurance salesman, which I said, no.
Thank you.
This is not me. So I moved on from there, and I was the CEO of the Chilliwack Chamber of Commerce for 5 years. And then I worked a bunch of other jobs. And one of the jobs, actually, the business went bankrupt, and I have to tell you, it's not my business. I just worked for them. I didn't throw anybody under the bus, but they said, lock the door and go. So I actually pumped gas at Killer's Cove in Harrison.
We do what we
for a
have to
summer.
do.
That's right.
And I was a city councillor at that point.
Yeah.
So, but it was more for the fun of it. And that was the most fun summer I think I've ever had. And the shock on people's faces. What are you doing here?
Worth it.
Worth it. But anyways.
It's all about what we got away with before Facebook.
Well,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. They say you can lie in this lawn chair all day long and sun yourself. And when someone comes, you don't actually have to pump the gas because it's illegal. They have to pump their own gas. You just take their money.
Beautiful.
Excellent.
I mean,
Okay.
hello.
Sign me up.
Uncomplicated. But anyways, so then I had applied at the Hospice Society several times because I had volunteered for them. And I have a huge connection to that. I lost my very best friend in the world when she was 54 and had gone for services with a hospice society and had volunteered there and been involved with their events. So I think this was my third time applying for that job.
Okay.
3 different executive
I was going to
directors.
say, that job
moving
came
on.
up a lot.
Well, yeah. So it just so happened that the one before me was only there for I think 6 weeks. So
It's a hard job.
yeah, well, it is a hard job, and I think some people don't realize what they're getting themselves into. But on the other hand, it's not a hard job because you have this amazing team of people who are caregivers.
Yeah.
Like the people that are drawn to that kind of work are people who are so, I wouldn't say totally emotionally driven, but they're very caring, empathetic kind of people, which is so great. So I finally did get the job, and we were working out of a house on Hodgins, and it was like a really old house. And back in the day, I used to wear really, really high heels all the time. And I can remember about the 6th time that I got my foot caught in the floorboards because the house was so old. And so, there was no more. So we sold the house.
Okay.
And we bought.
Because of your shoes.
No, it wasn't really.
No.
It was
To better serve the community.
better serve the community. And honestly, we were a really small organization at that point. There wasn't very many employees, and I honestly can't tell you really how many we had at that point. But that house originally was a project from the Rotary Club, raising money, and others in the community. And it was just this huge, beautiful story of how, so we took the equity we had in that house and we bought at 7112 Vedder, which is used to be the old family place for community services.
Right. Yeah.
So, and we thought this place is like purpose built for us. It's like 9,000 square feet. We'll never run out of space. Great big huge program room and all the rest of it. And we have grown and grown and grown. So now we have, I think, 10 or 12 full-time staff and some part-time staff that just work out of that building. Plus, we have that gigantic, most popular thrift store in the world.
Thrifty Boutique.
Thrifty Boutique,
Love
which
it.
is just off of Evans. And it funds 73%
Oh, that's
of
incredible.
our programs.
Can I just say, whoever does the social media for that, love it.
Yes.
More of that.
Yes. Oh, so good, right? We have an excellent marketing department. Well, it's not a whole department. It's actually one guy who's our
That's
marketing
okay. You
director.
can call yourself the
He's
marketing
the
department. Yeah.
because he looks like he's a department,
Yeah.
right? The way that he's got it everywhere. But anyways, so we're really lucky to have that, and that was a big risk for us because we had a tiny little store. It wasn't making very much money every month, but it was a nice little bonus for the society. And now,
73%.
yeah. Plus, we do get a gaming grant, so that's really great. And so everything that we do for the community is free.
Totally free.
Totally free.
Absolutely free. We are horrible at grieving as a society.
We
So
are.
it's important to know that these services are available.
Yes.
Yeah.
So quick rundown on what we do actually as a society. We do not own or operate Cascade Hospice, but we do provide all the volunteers there. And we train them. They have to have 35 hours of training, and then they have to be vetted, and then they have shadow shifts and all the rest of it because, it's tough sitting with someone who's dying. And they do such an amazing job. And then in our actual program space, we meet with people one-to-one from the ages of 3 to 100. We do all sorts of bereavement groups. There's one group that's called the First Step group. So that's like 8 weeks that you come, and it's for people who have, lost someone under sort of normal circumstances. And then we have a trauma group that also runs for several weeks. And it's for people who have lost someone from an overdose or a car accident or a murder or, and then the fallout of that is all the other family, the kids, everyone are also seeing us. So we have 2 child and youth managers, although we're down one right now, so we'll be hiring soon. But
Keep an eye out for that. It's a great organization to work for.
it is a wonderful organization. And then there's a second step grief group. And then something that we did first out of anyone, I think, in Canada is we have a pet death group.
Oh, wow.
Because people are so, like some people, that is their children.
That is and it's their family.
Absolutely, right? So we do that. We do a pregnancy infant loss. So if you, have a miscarriage or you lose a baby in the first year or toddler or whatever, we do a sibling grief group. We also have a supportive walking group. So they go out our front door, they go around Sardis Park, they go with a whole bunch of volunteers, and this is people who have either lost someone or maybe have a life-limiting illness themselves or whatever. So that's that. And then we have a bunch of palliative supports. Now, palliative, nobody ever knows what palliative means. Right. Palliative is when you have cancer, say. It's not necessarily cancer, but whatever it is. And you've come to the point where they know it can't be cured, but you may live on for 5 years or more on medications that kind of sustain you, but you will never be cured. Yeah. So that's what a palliative diagnosis is. Those people that are in Cascade Hospice are palliative, but they are palliative people that are at end of life.
End of life,
Right? Yeah. So the palliative services that we provide are caregiver connections. So we do a thing where we bring together all the family type people who are looking after their loved ones. So they can all get together and say, he has just been an absolute bear. I could actually kill him now.
It's support for the support.
It's support for the people. Because when people are sick and not, I know when I'm sick, I'm a little grumpy.
I'm a
We also do palliative patient visits in their homes, vigil services. So what vigil services is, we actually get a group of people, say someone's in hospice and they don't have anyone around them. They don't have anybody that lives here, or they're, whatever. They're on their own in life. And so these people sit at their bedside near the end. So you know that this person has reached the point where they're probably going to die in the next 24 hours or whatever, and they actually sit with this person at their bedside the whole time, so they don't have to die alone.
Yeah. So it sounds like there's a ton, and I know there's education as well.
Yes, there is.
I'm so excited you're here. Because people don't always know all of the things.
Yeah.
So education-wise, there's teen groups and relaxation and an assortment. Where can people find more information?
They can go to our website. We have a great website. We have a huge social media presence.
Yes.
So we're all over Facebook. There's definitely a lot to be seen on our website, or they can just call me. Okay. I'm in the office most days. Fridays are my day off. So other than that, I am there. And
except for today, you won't be there
today.
Yeah, except for the miracle of science is that their phone call in my office rings on my cell phone. We have that system. So
well, thank you so much for coming in today and explaining a little piece of that. I hope that we can have you back again and hear more.
Okay.
Absolutely. So much more.
Yeah.
There's so much more.
Yes,
I could go on forever, as you could probably tell.
Well, you're passionate. We love that.
Yeah, I am passionate. I love my place.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic. I'm really glad you're in that role.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. We will be right back.
We Sunday driving and the sun's bright shining. We load up the doggies, gas up our rifle. We're gonna hit that 4-lane and then we are flying. We come alive when we Sunday driving.
Welcome back. All right, Natalie. Great interview with Sue, but now the spotlight is all on you.
Oh, no.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Oh, no.
So you've been on before. We've learned a little bit about you, your journey here. Really excited to have you back. And I think that the timing is perfect because a lot of our viewers will be getting back into the groove of things in just a few days, the day after Labor Day, when school's starting. And I think this is a really perfect opportunity to have you here to talk about things that can be maybe the top 3 things that you would say can be incorporated into schedules just organically right now.
Sure. Well, September is like a new year for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily January 1st, but it's a fresh start.
People will already be able to tell by January.
Yes, they will be able to tell. So I do see that. It's a busy time of year for fitness nutrition coaches, gyms. Everybody wants to just get back at it and have some sort of schedule routine. Yeah. So I always come back to schedule. The 3 things really to focus on are having a schedule basically for everything you do, because if you don't schedule it and plan it and put it in your calendar, it's a wish. We get to the end of the week and we didn't get there. So really focusing on nutrition. So if it's for your kids' lunches, for yourself, grandkids, planning ahead, because then we're not dealing with that bandwidth as we get into the busyness, we get back to work and regular life. So planning your nutrition, shopping for it, having a day that you do that, so that you're organized and you don't have to really think about it.
Well, and we've all been on the drive home where we're way hungrier than we should be.
Hungry.
And the choices all along the way are not great. They're not good.
Be prepared. Yeah. So know what you're having so that when you walk in the door hangry, the options are more in alignment with, with your goals. Daily movement, right? Okay. So I always just encourage people, let's just start with steps. If that is available to you, increase the amount of steps. And don't feel like you have to go for 10,000 steps.
Or climb Mount Tom.
Yeah, or climb Mount Tom. I know we ran some of it. That was the pain. That was like 0 to hero. It was not a good idea. But don't feel like you have to go. Like, I got to be a 10,000 step a day warrior. 2,000 steps more than you are currently taking. Like,
makes a
increment,
huge difference.
Huge difference. And then you don't feel like you're failing if you haven't achieved it, right?
But you have to plan that.
You have to plan
Yeah.
it, yes. When am I doing it? Where am I doing it? For how long am I doing it?
Yeah.
Yes, so increasing your steps, but it doesn't have to be anything crazy. And then also hydration. Cheers. Not necessarily coffee, but increasing your water intake. Again, that requires planning. I was notoriously bad for many years, even as a fitness coach, to have enough water. So I specifically have to have a water bottle next to my toothbrush in the morning, and I keep a water bottle in the kitchen, and I make sure that I have one in the cart also that I can refill. So just planning that as well, and staying hydrated through the day. Like you, Kelly's like a 4 liter.
I'm a 4 liter a day girl.
Yeah. So you got me beat.
I mean, it's pretty annoying to be around me sometimes. So I'll be right back.
I gotta go.
Okay, so we're gonna plan what we're going to eat. We're going to plan when we're going to move. We're going to plan
our
hydration. Your house plant will die if you don't water it, so will you.
Yes.
And you'll feel better, more alert.
I'll feel better,
right?
more alert, better digestion, all the good things.
Your skin will glow.
Yes, we're glowing. It's warm.
It's very warm. But, okay, so those are the top 3 things that you can incorporate right now. But even beyond that, coming up next, for those of you who haven't seen Natalie in Total Wellness, it is up next, and it's sponsored by Rivercrest Contracting, and I'm excited for you to see it. After that, though, will be our top picks for what to do this final long weekend of summer. So we'll be right back.
Hi there, it's Natalie Bedard, your fitness, nutrition, and mindset coach. And today I'd like to talk to you about a term that you've probably heard, food noise. It's quite a buzzword right now, but the fact is that it's very, very real for many people and associated with clinical diagnosis. So, disordered eating, OCD, and other diagnoses that are quite serious and need clinical intervention. But many people, in my experience with coaching, have come to me claiming that they have food noise. And really what we look to do is to uncover that, to say, is it really food noise, or is it because you have been restricting yourself for so very long? So if you've been dieting, if you've had food rules, this food is good or bad, I'm good or bad if I eat this food or don't eat this food. And of course, you're always going to be thinking about food when you're coming from a restrictive place. So if you aren't eating balanced meals and you aren't eating regularly, oftentimes you're under eating and you feel restrictive. And what we see happen is when we start to structure in properly timed meals. So clients are eating meals at regular intervals. Those meals are balanced. They have protein, vegetable and a fruit, starchy carbs, healthy fats. When they're eating enough to feel at least 80% full with their meals, all of a sudden the food noise disappears. They're shocked. I don't have the cravings. I don't have to have the late night binges. So what I encourage you to do is if you feel you have food noise, ask yourself and get curious. Am I restricting? Do I have food rules? Am I labeling foods good or bad? And really try to shift your perspective and nourish yourself and see if that thought or those feelings of food noise change. I encourage you to journal, write it down, keep a food log just to see if there are any gaps in your meals. And then of course, note your mindset around how you feel when you're eating, emotions and thoughts that might enter. Great opportunity to journal this and really get curious. You might find that food noise quietly disappears.
Welcome back. Wonderful episode today, Natalie. It's so great having you co-hosting. And huge thank you to Sue Knott for telling us a bit about the works of Chilliwack Hospice and how important it is.
Yeah, that was amazing. Very informative. I learned a lot. The kids are back to school this week. So what's in store for the last long weekend of summer?
Well, as it turns out, not too much. I think that because it's the last weekend and people are going to be busy coming back from vacation or going and then coming back and getting the kids ready for school, not as many organized events. So instead, we have some suggestions for things you can do just to get you out and about.
Yeah. So in Abbotsford, if you want to try a country experience, why not try Man Farms?
Great wine.
Great wine, yes. You can pick your own strawberries. You can go zip lining. You can race go-karts, see the animals. I think they even have ostriches there. Enjoy something to eat. There's really something for everyone. Really great playground too. So our hint is to book online. Yeah, so get your tickets. About $5 a person.
You'll save $5 a person if you do it online. Yeah. No.
Shift over.
And it's say $5 a person by buying at the gate. Their hours are 9 to 6 p.m. this weekend. So that's really good to know.
Yeah.
In Chilliwack, tonight, We Are Unbound is presenting I Love Queer Poetry from 6 till 8:30 at Land Studio and Cafe for an evening celebrating the voices of 2S LGBTQIA poets. And they say on their Facebook page, it's more than just an open mic. It's a space where words can rise and be heard and connect us. So
that sounds really fun, actually.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Whispering Horse Winery in Yarrow, if you've never been, it's a gorgeous little boutique winery just south of the Vedder River. And they have a tasting room where you can enjoy wine with your significant other or group of friends. And they're open Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 5. And it's only $6 for 3 wines.
$10 for 5.
And they give you that back if you buy a bottle.
Yeah, that's some fun. Okay, Harrison Hot Springs. You can go to Harrison, park the car along Esplanade Avenue, and check out the beach and the shops and the restaurants, which are fantastic, and just be a tourist. Yeah, it's going to be a warm one, so please hit the beach.
Yeah,
if you hit the beach, wear sunscreen and bring hydration.
Yes, we talked about hydration.
We talked about that. In Hope, visit the Othello Tunnels. You'll love it if you haven't been, and if you haven't been in a while, you'll love it again. They were closed for quite a while due to flood damage and only reopened recently after an accident. It's a 3.5 kilometer route of old trail tunnels, and there are some breathtaking views. So bring your family and be sure your phone is fully charged.
Oh, absolutely. You want to get those photos.
Absolutely.
So in Langley, Fort Langley, what can we say?
Just go.
Yeah. It's known as the birthplace of BC, and it's just so full of charm. It is always busy, so go early so you can get parking. It's a really wonderful area of independent shops, restaurants. Love the coffee shops. Plan on doing a lot of shopping for knickknacks and tchotchkes.
Yeah.
And, just whittle the day away with friends and family. And if you're really energetic, even enjoy a little hike on the trail just beside the Fraser River. I've actually done a group run there.
That sounds pretty. Okay, mission. Here's something unique. Why not visit the powerhouse at the Stave Lake Visitor Center? Take a walk through a 100-year-old powerhouse and enjoy the historical displays, electricity demonstrations, and many interactive exhibits. I think I've been there.
It's cooler than it sounds.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. This former generating facility is also a National Historic Site of Canada, filled with archival photos and artifacts and the original mechanical and electrical components that helped power the province. So something great to get the kids involved in, start them learning. It's open this weekend, 10 a.m. till 4 p.m. Entry is pretty affordable. It's $8 for adults and $7 for seniors and youth, and free under 5. So
free is good.
Yeah.
I like free.
Well, Natalie, that's it for the final show
Already?
Before the last long Fraser Valley weekend this summer. It was so good to have you on the program and loved your total wellness segment.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So thanks to you, thanks to all of you for watching, and have a fabulous and safe Fraser Valley weekend.